Everyone loves trees, right? Can you imagine our community without its many species of native trees and the birds and butterflies they support? But wait a minute, what's this? There's something seriously wrong with these trees. Are trees supposed to be fuzzy? They sure aren't supposed to be smothered. Someone needs to tell the owners before their trees are strangled to death and collapse on their houses. Guess what? That someone is us. Most people have no idea that Japanese honeysuckle, Asian wisteria, and oriental bittersweet wrap around trees and strangle them as they grow, or that porcelainberry and kudzu will cut off light and smother them, or that English ivy will weigh them down so they fall over during storms. This is why we've started the Community Tree Rescuers program. It's up to us to let people know so they can take action. So how many trees are we talking about? Well, recently, a volunteer in Tacoma Park, Maryland, counted 5,000 trees at risk from invasive vines in that 2-square-mile town. If Northern Virginia is anything like Tacoma Park, we may have as many as 3 million trees at risk. Pretty crazy, huh? This is how you can help. First, read the instructions and sign up on the Plant Nova Trees website to be a tree rescuer. Take a look at the bottom of that page to educate yourself about these vines. Walking or biking only in safe public areas. Look for trees that have vines growing on them. Try to identify the vines if you can. If you can't, don't worry. It won't always be possible, especially if you are viewing them from a distance. Finally, drop off a brochure with the residents to alert them to the problem. Only stamped mail can go in mailboxes, so you can tape it to the door instead. We don't suggest knocking on doors unless it's someone you know.
You see that tree? That tree? Yeah, that tree. Oh, wow. Just look at all that English ivy on it. We should talk to the homeowner. Oh, yeah, for sure. There she is.
Hi, boys.
Hi, Mrs. LeVar.
How are you?
We're good. Are you aware that one of your trees has an English ivy vine crawling off it?
Oh, that vine that's crawling up the tree? That's English ivy?
Yes. It can smother the tree and cause lots of problems, ultimately killing it.
Really? I don't want that tree to die.
You should remove it at your soonest convenience.
Oh, great. Thank you for letting me know.
You know it's English ivy because it's evergreen and the stem is plain or hairy.
Oh, that's great information. Thank you.
You can get more information in this here pamphlet. Take a gander.
Thank you so much. Really
Our pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Have a nice day.
You too.
It's also important for us to figure out how big this problem is so our community leaders and elected officials can make an overall plan of action. Here's how to help. Keep a tally of how many at-risk trees you find on each property. Let us know which properties you surveyed and what the total number of at-risk trees was. You can draw us a map or just send us a description. Estimate how many acres you surveyed, either by measuring it on the map or by guesstimating. Then submit the data on the reporting form. Have you noticed that these tree-killing vines have something in common? They were all imported from other parts of the world where they left their natural enemies behind. Besides killing trees, why else does this matter? It's because most insects can only eat the plants with which they evolved. If we don't have native plants, we won't have those insects, nor all the critters that eat insects. Birds, dragonflies, lady beetles, frogs, salamanders, and more. The entire ecosystem falls apart, and that, in fact, is what we're seeing. So be sure to choose native plants for your yard, and don't plant the invasive ones. What we don't want anyone to do is cut down native vines, which are meant to grow on native trees. Examples include native grapes, greenbrier, Virginia creeper, trumpet creeper, and even poison ivy. Once they get up high, they flower and produce berries for the birds in the fall and winter. Their leaves feed many species of caterpillars. A very good rule of thumb is to never kill anything if you aren't sure what it is. There are a dozen invasive species that climb up trees and kill them. Here's a quick look at 6 of the most problematic. Don't worry if they all look and sound alike at first. With a little practice, you'll get the hang of it. English ivy is the biggest offender in our residential neighborhoods. Its leaves change shape as the vine grows higher. The older stems are hairy, which is also true of poison ivy, but poison ivy loses its leaves in the fall, and English ivy stays green all year. Another native vine that might fool you in the winter is Virginia creeper. Winter creeper is also evergreen with hairy older stems, but its leaves are an oval shape with small teeth around the edge. The leaves of porcelainberry may be deeply lobed and easy to recognize, or they may fool you by looking like our native grape leaves. On grapevines, the fruits hang down, unlike porcelainberry, whose colorful berries grow upwards. The bark on grapevines can be peeled in long strips, but not on porcelainberry. The center or pith of slightly older porcelainberry is white, but it's brown on grapevines. Oriental bittersweet has red fruits inside yellow husks. The stems are brown with little bumps on them when they're younger, and white with a diamond shape when older. Chinese and Japanese wisteria are easy to recognize when they're in flower. The seed pods are fuzzy. The leaves are compound, meaning with many leaflets. They can be confused with the native trumpet creeper, but the way you can tell the difference is that the compound leaves of trumpet creeper take off across the stem from each other, whereas wisteria leaves alternate as they go up the stem. Japanese honeysuckle has yellow and white flowers, unlike those of the native coral honeysuckle, which are red. The leaves of younger plants are sometimes lobed. The older stems are light gray and papery looking. It's totally fine if you don't know what kind of vine you're seeing. If it looks as if it is tightly wrapped around a tree or draped all over in a tangle, leave a brochure at the house. The homeowner may know what it looked like at other times of year and can go online to figure out what it is. Thank you for caring for our natural world. It will take a lot of people to spot all the trees at risk in Northern Virginia, so the more you can spread the word and recruit your friends to help, the more trees we can save. Let everyone know that the fate of our local ecosystem is in our hands and that the time to act is now.